One, two, three, four.
Raincoat here to keep you warm. Go back in the closet after the storm. I'm not a match, simply waiting to burn. All I am is a friend, your friend till the end. I'm not your impression of a city wish. You're not more than everything you gave for it.
Chocolate chips and memories, coffee and homemade cookies, they make me feel at home. Father, brother, mother dear, you're so far but feel right here no matter how far I go. There's love inside. There's love inside. Big screen and a lazy boy, green and gold uniforms and a breezy colored autumn day.
I didn't mean to hurt you. You're really pretty, funny, smart. I'm just not relationship material. I didn't mean to break your heart. See, I really need my freedom. I wanna drink and smoke and cry. But don't worry, there's someone better for you out there. Just to tell now, you had very bad
sometime, staying up in bed all night, so wrapped up in all the small things, living all the lessons learned, till the bridges just get burned. Every turn, if I'm destined for greatness, and why do I hold myself back so far? I'm the only one in my way, I'm the only one in my way, but grace is amazing. I know she'll carry me all the way through, carry me through the day, carry me through the day.
Can't even get to work straight. I stagger in the old town. One day I'm gonna break my teeth, crashing down against the lamplight in the street. I only know it's been like this from the day we exchanged our first kiss. I know baby shouldn't laugh like that just because I'm behaving like a man. 'Cause it's that is true. When you're around, I stumble straight into the doors. I like to sink down on the floor. Yeah, being with you makes me high. You keep me rhythm the whole time. The more I try to get things straight, the more I make matters worse.